Okay, pile one. What landscape is calling to you? This is the first video in a series that I'm going to do, which is going to sort of lay out your ideal home environment and living environment. So I'm excited about that. But to get into your landscape reading, the energy that I'm picking up for you at the moment, which is what this Ten of Wands card is sort of life and the world crushing in on you and you feeling like really anxious and overwhelmed about it. And just there's so many influences. You see in this card, it says Lord of Oppression, and there's just arrows going every single direction. I think that you're getting information from everywhere and it's overwhelming and possibly giving you a sense of anxiety. I think that you're kind of like a sensitive soul and you want an easy life and an easy path, and this is just very overwhelming. And with that energy, the landscape that is calling for you, I wasn't sure what to call this, so I called it frontier is what's calling for you. But what I mean by that is open, flat land, just pure open land. Like, I'm in the US, so this would be like the Midwest or out west where everything is just flat and nothing is caving in on you. No mountains, no trees like over your head, because I really just get this feeling that things are caving in and there's a lot of like internal pressure building up. And why this type of land is calling for you is because it wants you to go and just see this huge open sky, and for you to look around and in every direction, just see off into the horizon and just be able to take a breath. Just go, because there's no people, there's no noise, there's no pieces of land like mountains or trees over your head being overwhelming. You don't want tightness. You need to have space to be open and relaxed and take a breath. So I'm getting that you need to be able to connect with your own energy. I'm really just keep getting the image of you in this, like maybe even like a valley, like a pretty valley with grass everywhere and flowers, but just somewhere where you can sit in quiet and silence and just meditate and reconnect with who you are, because there's too many voices and too many influences around you right now. So just keep getting the image of you being able to breathe deeply, sit on the earth and connect to yourself, so that your inner voice and your core and your spirit and your desires are the ones that you can hear. And they become the loudest instead of all of this outside noise. I did get particularly for you that it was the earth that can give this to you, to not go around water, because I think the earth, just flat, vast expanse of earth, wants to be able to help you calm and steady your emotions, and it would benefit you from feeling that foundation underneath of you. This land, the biggest thing that I got was that this type of land wants to help you connect with your innermost self. And so you won't live your life through the influence of other people. That it would benefit you to feel like your bare feet on this solid earth. And then maybe even to like grow your own food, have a little garden, like eat tomatoes that you've grown from the ground or potatoes or something like that. Because it's like, I did this myself. And I think that that would bring you a lot of confidence and independence in a very good way. Because I think that you are quite like a humble and compassionate person. And I think you might be getting like steamrolled by other people, but I see you being open and free and connecting with yourself in this environment. And something like growing your own food and eating it would be like, see, I can do this. Like, I can take care of myself and I can enjoy these simple things that I do for me. Like, my core is valid and it doesn't deserve to get crushed under all these influences. And it would be very like anti-anxiety for you. The next cards I pulled are what you could be in this landscape, like what it could bring you. You got Four of Swords and Ace of Swords. This is interesting because, well, one, Four of Swords is peace, rest from strife, and then Ace of Swords is clarity. But together, these are the two cards I have that represent like a claircognizance. I think that you could, if you got away from all of the noise, be very deeply connected with your higher self, with your spiritual self. And we were talking about that a little bit. But this is someone who can get the messages from their soul very clearly, very easily, and someone who really can use that to their benefit and who knows exactly how they want to live and what they want to do. There's a sureness here. Like, you'll be able to rest and just so deeply connect to yourself that you connect to your higher self and your soul, and you live in accordance with your deepest authenticity. So I have a deck that is just so pretty. I love it. So I used it for this reading. This is what does this open land want to gift to you? And you got Cosmic Heart. And this card is so perfect because it's exactly what we were saying. And if you look at the image on the card, there's this sort of chaos, there's this darkness, there's this noise. But if you can get to a space where all that noise is gone and it's just openness and peace and quiet, your light can come through. And you can be yourself very powerfully. It's a strong card, and it's called Cosmic Heart because it's about letting go of everything that isn't truly you and embracing who you are on the deepest level and living in complete accordance with that, which is a very, very peaceful life. I think you are genuinely such a peaceful person. And this type of land will help you embrace that and be that. The last cards I pulled are what you could be if you go and embrace this landscape and embrace this, the open land and the vastness and the quiet, and come back to your true self. You have the Angel Rasbar and Let Love Transform. The Angel Rasbar is about connecting to your deepest passion and your deepest purpose. The Angel Rasbar comes and blesses you with your divine destiny. So I feel like if you can go to a space like this and meditate or connect with yourself or just enjoy it the best that you can for however long you can, that you will connect with what you're really here to bring to the world. And this isn't something that's active. I think it's asking you to actively do is to just connect to your deeper self and get rid of all the other noises and voices in your head. And when you do that, it will bring about a clarity as to what your gift to the world is. This is a deep passion that when enacted will bring you such a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. And let love transform. If you're able to embrace land like this and to let this land embrace you, I really see you living as this incredible, deeply wise, soft, graceful being. I just see someone who almost like floats as they walk. Someone who is gentle and quiet, and people are kind of amazed at, because how do you have such a deep level of peace that you radiate it out to everyone, like a poise and a grace and a friendliness and a softness, where people just kind of are amazed at how magical you are and how spiritual and soft and peaceful, and you're such a safe place for others, and you understand people. Like, there's the capacity here to live a very deeply spiritual life in such a graceful and peaceful way. And the image, I'm just now noticing, the image I have in my head for let love transform, I was going to say, when I was saying floating, like I was just picturing like a woman, you don't have to be a woman, in this like flowy dress, just moving around and being so like she's just floating on air, because she's in such alignment and she knows who she is and she's in tune with spirit, and she feels so safe and comfortable and confident in that. And that is the image that's on the Angel Razzbar card. Flowing hair, flowing dress, just being mesmerizing in how soft and peaceful you are. And having, with the swords energy you got earlier, just having clarity in who you are and what you're here to do, that's very unshakable. No one can disturb your peace once you come to it in this way, and come to it with such love and such an embrace. So that's what I have for you. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below, and I hope you'll tune back in for the rest of the series. Thank you. Bye. Okay, pile 2. What landscape is calling to you? This is the first video I'm going to do in a series all about like your home and the ideal home environment and life for you. So I'm excited about that. But to get into your landscape, I was pulling some messages through before I pulled cards. And your pile was interesting because I had the landscapes like already written out. And I had one that was beach, and I was picturing like a sandy beach with the ocean and the sunshine. And for you, it came through that was like, no, it's not beach, it's ocean, particularly ocean. And it wasn't this relaxing tropical, like blue water, white sand, sunshine relaxation. The image that was coming through were these cliffs and rocks and just this, oh, sorry about the sirens, like turbulent ocean water, like ocean, but not relaxing, being the ocean itself being wild and rugged, and the waves like slamming into the rocks, and just like rainfall and storms. And I just saw that being hugely energizing for you. So when I thought of beach originally, I thought of relaxation, but ocean came through for you as this symbol of wildness and ruggedness that I think you have as well. To give you some messages that were coming through, I wrote down ocean, and then right next to it, free wild heart, that describes you and what the ocean would help bring out of you. I just see it like the waves crashing against the rocks of cliffs, and you standing on a cliff and like raising your arms and just yelling out to it. And I feel like the ocean wants to bring out your free, wild heart, and it wants to give you vitality and energy and this sort of ruggedness. And I just see it being able to bring out almost like this witchy side of you. And what I mean by that is just someone who understands things in a way that other people don't. I think you have the capacity to be connected with the ocean and with the things in the ocean, like you being able to connect and understand like the sea creatures. I'm saying like an octopus, and you like going and being able to like bring up this octopus and being like, this is incredible, like, and just understanding it and it understanding you as this other wild animal of the ocean, and other people being like, ugh, like I wouldn't do that. Like this is strange, but it's not strange to you. It's intriguing and interesting. I think you have a real uniqueness about you, and the ocean wants to help you bring that out. Someone who like grabs a chunk of like algae seaweed that other people wouldn't touch, and you're like, this is incredible, and you could talk about it and you think it's beautiful, and other people might not, but you don't care, because I think the ocean would help you embrace that uniqueness you have about yourself and help embrace this like almost like a dark wild. Like I'm not seeing you with like tropical fish in the clear blue waters. I'm seeing you in like the deep dark, and seeing you being able to embrace these things that other people see as creepy or scary, and you're just so free, and you just see them as beautiful and see them as unique and interesting, like you. And what else have I have written down? So I was asking about the energy that you're in right now that the ocean wants to help you with, and I was just getting someone who lives dull. Like life feels dull. It feels like you're almost living in gray. And if you were to go to the ocean, it would alight these wild, I keep thinking like dark, but not in a bad way. Dark in an interesting way. Like I personally think octopus are like incredibly cool, and I would have like octopus decorations or whatever around my house, but other people would be like, ew, it's like slimy, creepy, and tentacles. Like that's what I mean by dark. Something that other people might not like, but it's something that is just cool and unique and interesting. And I think you have these dark, it's sort of like a mirror. Like I think that the ocean has these dark depths that people find scary, but I think you have dark depths that the ocean can help light up. And in the energy that I feel you being in, you're not going to care if people think it's weird, because you're just so free and so happy and so alive. Like the ocean wants to free your unique wild spirit, and you're not going to care about fitting in, because that feels dull and boring, and people like, it's just not interesting. It doesn't make you feel alive and alight the way that the ocean could. So I see it really bringing out your uniqueness, your depths, and I see it giving you such an incredible amount of energy. I see you as highly like energetic and excited, and it brings out this sort of fearlessness and an adventurous nature and a very curious nature. I think you are all of those things, but the life you're living in right now, maybe you're supposed to be playing nice and sweet and polite and get on in the workplace with other people, and it just feels so like dull. So let's get to the cards. I pulled this for what does the ocean want to give to you or bring to you? Three of Wands, which is established strength, and Princess of Pentacles, Princess of the Echoing Hills. this is interesting. Established strength and Princess of Pentacles. I think that it's saying that you know there are these interesting and incredible parts of you, but you're either not bringing them out or you're in an environment where they're very discouraged. This is just an example, but this is sort of giving me like a little girl who wants to go play in the mud and like find the worms and be curious and adventurous. And then the mom being like, no, like, little girl, you have to be pretty. Like, put on your dress, be pretty and well behaved, because that's what little girls do. So that's the energy I get for you. Like, you want to be so much more, but for whatever reason, your situation you're in isn't letting you bring that out. But I don't think these two cards are really giving me the idea that you know this is in you. You don't have to like dig deep and find it. I think it's there and you know it and you're wanting to bring it out. And the ocean is like, I am dark and deep and wild and rugged and filled with the most incredible, crazy alien-like creatures that, you know, have such unique things about them. And it freaks people out, but it's all okay here. You can bring them all out to me, because I would identify with that. Like, I'm really getting, I didn't get this in the first pile, but I'm really getting like that type of ocean, that like dark, deep depths and wild ruggedness is in you. Like, it's a mirror of you. So I pulled for what could you be if you go to the wild, rugged ocean? And Eight of Swords is a trap. I think you feel trapped. I think you feel stuck, and it wants to free you from the trap so that you can, Four of Pentacles and Queen of Wands, build a foundation from your own uniqueness, your own strength, and your own power. Queen of Wands is incredibly bold, brave, courageous, and powerful. Four of Pentacles is the foundation that you can build your life on. And this is saying, if you go to the ocean and you allow yourself to be there and embrace yourself and embrace it, you will be able to free yourself from the trap of other people's expectations and other people's thoughts of what you're supposed to do and other people's foundations. You'll be able to be free of all that and just build a life based on your own interest, your own soul, your core, and things that matter and are interesting to you. Because I just get this incredible curiosity and this, I think I said it before, but like this fearlessness and adventurousness. I just feel like it would energize you so much and you wouldn't really say no to anything. You're just ready for all of it. So I have this beautiful deck that I thought I wanted to bring out for this reading. And this is, what is the gift the ocean wants to give to you? You got a gorgeous card, Merciful Mother Jamaal. This is interesting because before it was so much energy and vitality and adventure, and this card is so like peaceful. But Merciful Mother Jamaal, what this card is saying is that the ocean wants to give you the gift of being this mother figure that is capable of embracing every single aspect of you. You will never be too wild. You will never be too much. You'll never have to tone things down. You'll never have to turn off aspects of yourself. You'll never have to pretend to be something you're not. You can be every single aspect of who you are to the utmost. And the ocean will love and accept you for that. So this sort of goes into the example earlier. I don't know if in your life people are really wanting you to tone down. And the ocean says, I am so vast. I am so huge. My depths are unfathomable. You couldn't even fill me up if you tried. Like, there is no part of you that I can't accept. So I was getting kind of emotional with that message. The ocean wants you to be your fullest, boldest, brightest, most wild, crazy, unique self. And it can handle all of it, and it will accept all of it and love all of it. And it wants to be, this card in the book talks about Merciful Mother Jamal is our safe harbor, which is interesting for what the ocean wants to give you. It is your safe place to be everything you are without apology and without toning down. And the last card I have is, what could you be if you go to the ocean and embrace it and have it embrace you? And I got, this is great, Victory of Mariam. This card is about victory. This card is about winning. In the book, it talks about this being a single victory after a trial or a difficult time. But I pulled this card for your energy after you go to the ocean and become your full self. And you'll be able to walk around in courage and confidence and just life and be so alive and feel like you're winning all the time. Like, I did this, I am this, and you're just after the next adventure and fearless and courageous and bold. And you'll be able to walk around in that energy always, because that energy will be you. Like, you'll walk around in the energy of victory because you're being your full, powerful, interesting, unique self. So that's all I have for you. Let me know if you have any questions or comments below. And thank you for being here, and I hope you'll tune into the rest of the series. Thank you. Bye. Okay, pile 3. What landscape is calling to you? So this is the first video in a series that I want to do, which is going to sort of highlight what your ideal home and living environment is. So I'm excited for that, but let's jump into your landscape. So for landscape, I was thinking mountain, forest, beach, that kind of a thing. But what came through very powerfully for you is river. River is a landscape calling to you, which doesn't seem like much of a landscape to me, but the message that came with it was quite powerful. So really, a river anywhere, a mountain river, a forest river, wherever there can be a river, wherever you can get to one. River is the energy that can help you right now. So the messages I was pulling through is that rivers can be quaint and quiet and peaceful, or they can be wild and powerful and overwhelming. They have a changeability to them and a flow. And what river wants to do for you is help you embrace flow and all of the changes that can go on within you. So I'm getting the message that you are trying to sort of box yourself in. You're trying to force or control things, and the river doesn't hold on to anything. It just flows. It lets everything go. It doesn't try to force or control. It just is, and it allows whatever is. It doesn't judge when the water gets so built up that it just moves powerfully down the river. It doesn't judge when the water's a lot less and is just trickling. It just is what it is, in the moment that it's in. And I feel like that's the lesson that it wants to help you understand. It's saying that I keep getting this image of you like looking into the waters of a river and seeing your own reflection back and sort of putting your hand in the water and seeing it and feeling the movement and the flow. And the message I was getting is that you might be someone who is not really in tune with yourself, and you're not really paying the most attention to your inner self and your inner being. I feel like you're almost logicking away your inner states. Like you have an idea of what you should be, so you're trying to be that instead of being like a river and just experiencing and being whatever you are in a moment. You're trying to force yourself to be something that you're not fully feeling. And the river is sort of reflecting that back to you and reflecting your inner states back to you. It's really saying that you should be able to feel what's going on inside of you, and you should be able to take the information that your emotional state and your inner state is giving you and use that as a piece to adjust your life. You know, sometimes we're angry about things, but anger is telling us where someone is crossing our boundaries. Sometimes we don't have energy for something, and that's telling us we need to rest. Things like that. I think yours are a lot more complex. I don't know if you're in tune with your inner self at all. I think that you're living off of pure brain power, and you're like, this is what I know I should be in this environment, so I'm going to try to be that, and completely ignoring what your inner self has to say about that and what it wants to be. So not only are you not getting your own emotional states about the situations that you're in, but you're also not getting information about your preferred states or how you want things to be in your life. And the river is a being that will allow you to sort of get in tune with that and in touch with that, and allow yourself to flow and to be okay with the flow, and to not try to control with your brain what is going on in your heart and in your gut. It will allow your heart and your gut and your body to be the state that they're in, and for that to inform the brain about your thoughts and feelings about a situation. It can all work together. So if we go to the cards, these first two cards, Three of Cups and Queen of Pentacles, is I pulled for what does the state that the river wants to help you with. And if you look at the Three of Cups, it's all about water flow. It's water flowing from one cup into another cup, into the bottom and back through the top again. It's all about flow. I think there is somewhere in your life where you're really stopping your flow because you're trying to, you feel in your head, you know how something, this is what you feel. You know how you think it's supposed to go. You know who you think you're supposed to be in a situation, but you're sort of stopping the flow of the entire situation because you're not really in tune with yourself. And if you're not in tune with yourself and your inner being, you're probably not in tune with other people's. Three of Cups is very much about other people and relationships. So this is sort of making me feel like there's relationships, whether it's personal relationships or work relationships, where you're sort of, by ignoring yourself, you're also depriving yourself of the ability to sort of read the room and see how other people feel about things. And you're stopping up relationships. And I just got this feeling that you're like kind of really confused because you're trying to do the right thing and you're trying to you're trying to have things flow, but you're just not in tune with the complexities of the situation and with the emotions of the situation. And that also applies to a work environment. You might be someone, actually, I don't get the feeling. I was going to say you might be someone who feels like emotions don't belong at work, but I don't get that feeling from you. I feel like you're really just someone who doesn't know. Like you're not in tune with yours, so you just aren't. You're trying to make people happy. You're trying to get a flow, but it's not working, and you're just sort of baffled as to why. And with Queen of Pentacles, this is telling me that maybe you're an authority, like you are an authority at work, or you're some type of an authority, like in your home, people look to you, or your friendship group or something, and maybe that's why you're feeling like you can't get in tune with your emotions, because you feel a lot of pressure to get things right, to get things done. But I'm really getting that by not being in tune, you're just sort of stopping up the flow of things. And I wanted more specifics about what was the flow that was getting stopped up. I got 9 of Swords and 5 of Swords. These are really difficult cards. They're a tricky and hard situation. So I think that this is pointing to maybe there's a negative situation in your life, like a terrible boss or something. Or maybe 5 of Swords is like someone going behind your back to do something deceitful. So this is saying maybe there's a situation you don't understand, but if you were in tune with yourself and more in tune with like nuances and the complexities of people, it would allow you to see where this is happening. Maybe things aren't flowing and you're confused as to why, but if you had more attunement to yourself and other people, you would see that some people are very clearly being deceptive and bad and are also stopping up the positive flow of things. But you can't maybe see that now because they tell you, no, everything's fine. And you don't really feel into those words. So you just take them at face value and you aren't seeing where this deception or deceit or negative things are in your life. The next cards I pulled are what you could be if you use the energy of the river, if you allow the river to embrace you and you to embrace it. 4 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and the Chariot. This is very clearly a powerhouse. What you could be if you get in tune with your inner self and attune with the deeper layers of things and stop just taking things at face value. You could be a powerhouse. 4 of Pentacles is certainty, solidity. It's about foundation. Queen of Wands is powerful, bold, and instinctual. She's in tune with her inner self and acts on her instincts. And the Chariot, the bottom of the card says, Lord of the Triumph of the Light. Look at this picture on the Chariot. It's like this armored up power being who wins at whatever they try. So if you are an authority in some area, these cards are really making me feel like if you're not an authority, maybe you're meant to be. Like maybe you seem to have leader energy. And I think that river and getting in touch with the flow will help you be a more effective and efficient leader because you understand the layers of things. And you stand with 4 of Pentacles there, you stand solid and certain, which is very different from the energy I was getting in the beginning where you were trying your best, but just really confused why it wasn't working. And in here, this is someone who stands in their authority, who stands in their power, and that brings them an incredible sense of certainty and solidity and people stability. And people understand that they can count on you, that you are powerful and you are capable of leading them and they can trust you, and you will have everything going right. It's an interesting message. So the last couple cards, I have this beautiful deck that I wanted to use for this reading. It felt appropriate. This card is From Nothing to Everything, and it represents the gift that the river wants to give to you. And this is the most perfect card to pull because it literally, this card is all about letting absolutely everything go. Stop trying to control. Stop trying to force. Simply let it all go and become the nothing. And from there, you become the everything. So it's about not having preconceived notions of a situation or even of yourself. Don't think certain things about yourself. Allow them to let go so that you can become other aspects that maybe you didn't see in yourself. It's about this card is so in tune with river energy. Letting go of everything that you think you are so that you can just be and become what you need to be in the moment and what you more genuinely are. People are very changeable. They evolve. So if there was a trait that, you know, if being very sort of controlling and forceful worked for you in the past, maybe it doesn't work for you now. And if you let it go and picture it just like flowing down the river, you'll find a new aspect of you. Maybe you'll find an adaptability or flexibility, or maybe you'll find a deeper intuitive self that doesn't write things down in like a plan where we do step 1, we do step 2, and then we get to step 3. But you could possibly be someone who feels out a situation and sort of knows what to do from there. But this card has a lot of promise because it's talking about everything that can come out of letting go. And the last card is what is sort of the ultimate goal? Like, what if you follow the steps and go to the river and embrace flow, what could you be at the highest point? And this is such a similar card to the last card. This is Arise. This card talks about, I don't know if you're in a very difficult situation, but this card talks about being in the darkness and making the decision to move towards the light. And when you do, when you arise, and when you stare at the light and follow it, when you have this sort of defiant optimism and you say, I understand that I'm in darkness, but I will not succumb to it. I will move towards the light. I will get a better life no matter what. When you sort of embrace that, this card talks about the possibility of new beginnings. If you decide that no matter what happens, you will be in the light and you will escape this darkness, this negative situation, and you will have happiness and lightness again, then it's about just the new beginning, which is sort of the energy of the last card as well. You might be at a transition point between an old self and a new self. And if you tune into the energy of a river, if you can go sit by a river and stare at it and feel it, it's saying it will help you understand how to let go of the old and how to feel into yourself to discover what the new is. And when you do that and become this sort of new person, it will bring about the ability to have a new life and be in a new situation. So this is really like river energy wants to help you transform and transition So that's very interesting, and that's all the messages I have for you. So good luck. Let me know if you have any questions or comments below. And thank you for being here, and I hope you'll stick around and listen to the rest of the series as well. So thank you. Bye. Okay, pile 4. What landscape is calling to you? This video is the first video in a series that I'm going to do about your ideal like home and living environment. So I'm excited for that. But let's jump into your reading. When I was meditating before this pile, I ended up getting a different landscape than I had even thought of. I had some in my head, but what came through for you, the landscape that is calling to you is the tropics. Like warmth, sun, a rainforest, a tropical beach, palm trees. That is the landscape that is calling for you. And I keep getting over and over again, like you are being called to go somewhere where there is warmth and where it's even hot and where there is sunshine. And this is the first pile where it felt like it wants you to go far from home. Like maybe the other landscapes are far from people's home, but this in particular had me get the feeling that it wants you to leave your place and go to somewhere where you have never been before and just sort of let go and just decompress from the life you have in the other place. It wants you to go far from home to warm, hot, sunny tropics, rainforest, blue water beach, that kind of a thing. And the reason that it's calling for you is because I'm sort of getting this, there's big renewal energy here. Like there was such an emphasis on heat and sun that it made me think that in your life, even if it isn't cold outside, there's something cold about your life. There is this grayness and a dreariness, and you might either be in a bad situation or a very stagnant situation. Something that you just need a sort of to recover from. There's recovery energy. And the reason that the tropics are calling to you is because they are exciting and new, but in a very relaxing way. So you're not getting all of this overwhelming newness all at once. You're not going to a place where it is so different and so like overwhelming that it's a little stressful. This is about you being able to experience new things, but in a very relaxing, calm way that will help you sort of recover from this dreariness that you're experiencing in your life now or recently. And I sort of just get that like the warmth and the sun and the environment will help you be reassured and happy. Like there's a lot about the sun and the warmth that would be relaxing and reassuring. Like it will help you feel cared for in a way. And this comes up in later cards, and this goes like there's a coldness. I'm sorry, I'm struggling a little to describe it, but there feels like a coldness and maybe an aloneness or an isolation. This pile has the energy of almost like an eat, pray, love thing of someone who is in a life and they're like, I don't feel good. This life doesn't make me feel good. Things feel wrong. So they just pick up and go somewhere else. And I'm getting that for you. And I'm getting that you would go to the tropics or rainforest or a tropical beach and it would just let you go, like it would just let you sigh, and you would feel good about being able to relax. There are times and moments and environments where we're very stressed out and things are so uncomfortable that you just literally have the inability to relax. Like someone will make you feel bad about it, or you yourself will be like, I don't have time to do this. I have to clean the house, or I have to do this other task. But in this place, you will be able to completely and fully relax and feel very good and renewed and refreshed about it, instead of feeling like you shouldn't be doing it or feeling guilty about doing it. And this place would help you feel just more bright inside. It would bring out the warmth in you, and I just see you glowing, just smiling and sun-kissed and just being so warm and caring. You have almost like a motherly type of energy, even if you're a guy, just something that's really warm and caring. And maybe you have lost it, or you can't be it in your current situation, but it's saying that this hot place and the sunshine will help reawaken that in you, and you'll move around in that energy more effortlessly and easily, and it will just help you glow. You'll be so relaxed. I know I keep saying that, but like a deep inner peace will happen to you, and you'll be comfortable in your body and in your life, and you'll go for walks through the rainforest, and it'll be exciting because you'll hear these animals you've never heard before, like different kinds of birds. You'll see monkeys in the trees or something like that, and it'll be a new and exciting experience for you, but it won't overwhelm you or scare you or stress you out. The tropics and the sun and the warmth really want to just embrace you and help you renew in a very gentle way. It wants to hold you very gently and help you embrace your own inner peace and your own inner light and warmth. So if we get into the cards I pulled for you, Princess of Wands and Eight of Pentacles. This is the energy that the tropics want to help you out of. And with these cards, I'm getting muted power. There's something inside of you, and from what I pulled through, the messages I pulled through earlier, it seems like this is a real happiness and a warmth and a light that isn't being able to show in your current environment or your current situation. There is a strength and a power to it and to you that is just being snuffed out. But muted power is what these cards are telling me. And if you go to a warm tropical place, it will help bring that side of you out. The next cards are, what could you be if you embrace this place and allow this place to embrace you? This is so lovely. Queen of Cups and Temperance. Queen of Cups is so in touch and in tune with herself and her emotions. She is the highest level of intuition and compassion and sweetness and kindness. And Temperance is about being incredibly balanced and, again, kindness and sweetness. I think you're meant to move around in this sort of warm, motherly energy, but you're not getting to. And this place will help bring that out of you, and you'll just be glowing with this relaxed sense of peace that you can then give to other people. This is almost giving the energy of someone who just does something really drastic, who leaves everything they know, goes to this other place, a warm tropical place, and just really becomes a part of like a community there. Finds such a deep sense of peace and happiness. I mean, I know this isn't realistic for a lot of people, but someone who could really have a life and a community where they are valued and they are loved, and they just give so much compassion and sweetness and love to that community and the people around them. This would bring that out in you. And you can exist in this energy very powerfully and strongly. The next cards are from this beautiful deck that I wanted to use for this reading. And this is the gift that this landscape wants to give to you. And this is Let Love Transform. This is so perfect for what we've been talking about, because it's bringing up that it wants to hold you and embrace you with gentleness and softness and help you recover and come alive in the most loving, sweet, gentle way possible. And then you can be this loving, sweet, gentle energy for yourself and possibly other people. But this place wants to transform you and renew you through soft, gentle love. This is not a fiery, burn down your whole life, go somewhere, start over. This is a soft renewal, like a flower blooming. It's quiet, it's peaceful, and it's so gorgeous. That's the energy that it wants to give to you, to allow you to be the flower that blooms, because it will give you the sunlight that you need, the water that you need, such a warm, kind, loving environment, and you'll be able to bloom and be your beautiful self. The last card is, what can you be? Like, what's the ultimate result? What is the height of the person that you can be if you embrace this environment? And you got Star Mother Arrakis, and this mother energy kept coming up. And even with the sun, sort of, the sun typically represents like the father and this sort of like caring masculine energy. And then a lot of times the earth is seen as this mother, caring mother energy. And I'm really getting that this place wants to combine like the earth and the sun and hold you and be really loving and reassuring to you. Like, I know it's kind of a weird thing to say, but it just wants to care for you and give you love and energy. And if you embrace this place and you allow it to embrace you, you can live like Star Mother Arrakis, which is someone who can have their highest dreams. Like, I feel like there might be an energy of you not really in tune with all the possibilities for your life, or you might not be attuned with the highest dreams that you have and the highest ideal. And this place will put you in the energy to not only discover that, but to be that. And this card in the book talks about a mother that will do anything for you. And it talks about how, because you're so safe, and that's really, that's such a good word for the energy I've been feeling. This place wants to help you feel safe. And the card talks about you feel so safe that you can lay down all of these coping mechanisms and defenses and all this old way of living and embrace an entirely new way of life. This is a very powerful pile. It's this warm tropical energy wants to renew you and show you an entirely new way of being yourself and of living life in general. And that's really powerful and transformative. It wants you to be safe and warm and relaxed so that you can glow from the inside out. Okay, that's what I have for you. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. Thank you for being here and listening, and I hope you'll stick around and see the other videos in the series. Thank you.